Hey, peace, everybody. I just want to give y'all a heads up about your W 4 forms. You know the form. You get hired, they hand you this form to fill out so you can get money taken out your check for taxes. Well, I get questions. Do I have to fill this form or not? Because employers will give it to you and say you cannot get hired if you don't fill it out. Well, th- don't believe me? Let's see what the law says. This is the certificate I'm showing on the screen. You know what it is. You filled this out plenty of times. Well, let's see if you are required to fill it out. So let's do this. Let's me show you the law. Here it is. There it is. It's voluntary withholding agreements. W 26 CFR section 31.3402P-1. So that's what it's called, a voluntary withholding agreement. But you see, the form doesn't say that. The form actually says employees withholding allowance certificate. But this is the form they're talking about because if you look in here, it says Form W 4. The furnishing of such Form W 4 shall constitute a request for withholding, meaning you're requesting. And I'm not going to read all of this. It says, I'm going to start here, employer-employee agreement. An employee and his employer may enter into an agreement under Section 3402P3A to provide for the withholding of income tax. Right? That's what it says. Right there. I just read it. Right there. Upon payments of amounts. It goes to all this other legal stuff. Won't get into all that. I gave you the law. There it is. You look this up and read it thoroughly. Now, what I want you to notice is let's go to section 2. It says, in the case of an employee who desires to enter an agreement under section 34P3A with his employer, if the employee performs services in addition to those to be subject of the agreement, the remuneration for which is subject to mandatory income tax withholding by such employer, or if the employee wishes to specify that the agreement terminate on a specific date, the employee shall furnish the employer with a request for withholding, which shall be signed by the employee and shall contain the name, address, social security number of the employee, the name and address of the employer, a statement that the employee desires withholding of federal income tax. So you're supposed to have a statement, something separate. Let me prove it. It's something separate. And then D, if the employee decides that the agreement terminates. So you could say you want it to end at a certain time, right? So if you want to take out for 6 months, you could do that. You have a choice, but they make it like you don't have a choice. Okay. It says in number 3, let's see. An agreement under section 34P3L shall be effective for such period as employer mutually agree upon. Yeah, it's a mutual agreement. Okay. Now, if accepted by the employer, as provided in subdivision 3 of this subparagraph, the request shall be attached to. So your request shall be attached to and constitute part of the employee's form W 4, meaning you need to write a separate statement. Now I'm going to stop right here. You read the rest. That means that every W 4 form in this country is filled out wrong and done outside of these statutes. This here. So that means that they're taking money under false pretenses because they, number one, they told you you had to fill it out and you can't get your job until you fill it out. But the law says it's an agreement. Do you have recourse? Yeah, you can contact the EEOC and tell them what your situation is and kind of see where it goes from there. That's just a hint. I just want to show you what the law is. You decide what you want to do about this. Peace.